Hello and good morning and welcome to a game of Dota 2 this early. Yes, or at least for me it is, but for you it might not be. But here in Europe and the Netherlands it is 8 AM. Perfect time to watch a game of Dota, to be fair. We have ourselves a match between Zenith and Genie. Now here they are called, let me try to pronounce this. So Woniul
Zenith's turn to pick.
Malhewa. I think I did that pretty nicely.
Zenith's turn to pick.
But Zenith is actually complete with their full roster. Now you have to know that Zenith's full roster is actually consistent out of 4 people right now. So they have got one stand, and I'll tell when the game's on the way which players actually which, since they are going under different names here. We've got some bans going on here, and it's actually already the Nyx Assassin that made it through the picks, which is the first thing I really noticed here, and a Lifestealer as a first pickup for Zenith. We have a Bad Rider being banned out together with a Darkseer, Keeper of the Light, and a Phantom Lancer. All heroes that you kind of don't want to face. It's all understandable, but that made sure that Nyx actually made it through. So it is going to be Nyx, the first pickup there for Genie on the Radiant side, Zenith on the Dire side, Lifestealer to be the first pickup. Now they could still pick up a Wisp. Now I have to say, I haven't casted Asian Dota in a long time, so my knowledge on drafts etc. might be very European based. If it was European, you would be maybe seeing a Wisp or something like that, and the reason for that is because Lifestealer can then jump himself in the Wisp, and then you can all of a sudden relocate 3 people over the map rather than just 2. They pick up a Beastmaster though, having a solid off lane for them, or maybe even a mid lane if they really wanted to. It's just a solid hero with the Roar, nice disable, so far the only disable that they have, and they're already up against, well, now 2 heroes with some very solid disables. Of course, Nyx Assassin with his Impale, one of the more annoying heroes to face, especially in a team fight. If you have a 3-man Impale, it's a very long stun, and that's telekinesis also there, so that means that, you know, the disable on Genie's side is definitely there. And so far on Zenith, they have a Roar, but longer cooldown. Didn't see a cat. Oh, the game. Well. So it looks like the stream reset when I actually had the draft starting.
Templar Assassin.
And there is the mid laner for Genie. Templar Assassin being picked up here, and that's already very nice against a Lifestealer. Like, if you're up against a Lifestealer, of course he has a built-in rage, so those impales and those disables that I talked about, you know, they're not going to do that much if he's in his rage. But the thing that you still want to be able to do is just, you know, pure damage. And I don't mean really pure damage, but just right clicks. And Templar Assassin does have that. So that will be a nice hero to have there. Lone Druid being picked up by Zenith, starting to look very solid here. Already having kind of their 3 lanes revealed right now. Only need supports and maybe a jungle hero if they want to. It's interesting to see them kind of giving away their cards here. Kind of saying, you know, these are our lanes. Do with it as you wish, because of course on the Radiant side there's actually 2 heroes that are probably going to be played as a support, a Rubik and a Nyx Assassin. So it's fairly easy now for Genie to be banning out heroes against Zenith, or at least you can estimate which kind of heroes they want to have. So they want to have supports, so you ban out the supports that you don't want to face, like for example Shadow Demon, which is still in the pool, a hero that we have seen being picked up very early lately. The perfect counter to hard carries of your opponent team, because you can copy them. And when you copy them, you've got just as hard carries as your opponent does, for a short period of time, of course. But yeah, that's gonna be supports being banned out. So an Undying being banned out first by Genie, of course, can be run as a support. In theory, of course, both Lone Druid and Lifestealer are possible to be run in the jungle, but that's not really the way that I'm expecting it to be run. It's not really ideal. You kind of want them on a lane. It just makes a big difference there. We have a Magnus being banned out by Zenith. Of course, if you look at their lineup, you kind of expect them to still go for a carry and a mid lane. Now Magnus can be going on that mid lane. Sorry, mid lane. I mean off lane, of course.
10 seconds remaining.
The off lane still needed to be picked up for Genie together, of course, with the carry. Now, I am seeing a Chen being banned out, so still a jungle hero being banned out. I mean, Lifestealer does just need a dual lane. That's all that you really need to have. You're not normally going to be picking up an aggressive tri lane with a Lifestealer, and you know, you're kind of expecting probably Nyx Assassin and Rubik to be on an aggressive tri lane, or at least potential is definitely there. So as for an offlaner to be dealing with that, we're probably going to see them picking up a safe Windrunner or something, or better yet, what we have seen from European teams lately, just leave that lane entirely open. Like, you're not going to do anything there anyway, you're not going to be able to get any farm, not going to be able to get any experience. So why not just leave it open and get your farm in the jungle and just make sure that you dominate the other two lanes. It definitely works out that way, and it can be successful. We have seen it be successful in the past.
5 seconds remaining.
We have an Enigma being banned out by Zenith, kind of indicating that they are considering Rubik or Nyx Assassin to be solo. Or, well, Enigma can be on the offlane as well, of course. He's nice with denying and doesn't need that much. You want him to get much. To be fair, you want him to get that mechanism up. You want to get him that blink dagger, but he needs levels. Same thing goes for Tidehunter. Level 6 is what you want.
Team pick.
And it looks like a lot of team fight being banned out by Zenith here. And it's a Clockwork, and Genie did not need to think about that one. They were prepared for that. A Clockwork will be picked up here. It's actually a fairly decent offlane hero, because he can of course last hit with his rocket. Can be fairly safe if someone goes on him. There's the power cogs and he can just walk away. So he is a fairly decent hero to have there, and he will be able to get experience. Now he does need that level 6 as well, and he does need that, you know, presence mid game, but he can do that.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, it might not be a pudge, but we'll still have hooks. I'm content. Tinker was the last ban out for Genie on the Radiant side, so that's a quite interesting ban, to be fair. Kind of still thinking that Lifestealer and Lone Druid might be then by in the jungle, since Tinker does need his own lane, or maybe even can go only for ancient farming, but that's not really ideal. It's Lina that gets picked up by Zenith, so that's the one support that we already see, and that's kind of a support that we were expecting, or at least that we were expecting a support was quite obvious. So it's Alina. Now she has of course her Light Strike Array. The only thing she has to be careful about is that there's not really a stun to follow up on, apart from the roar. Is not really a stun, but you know what I mean. Now the open wounds can be definitely an ability from the Lifestealer that Lina can follow her stun upon. Still you can try to dodge it even then, but it's pretty difficult to do. And it's actually quite nice against the Clockwork. Of course, you can land a Light Strike Array under his power cogs. You can land a Light Strike Array under Templar Assassin with AoE damage. If she's melted, she cannot escape. She cannot just sit in her invisibility and be safe. Zenith needs those disabled, so good on them. With Luna being the last pickup for Genie, and that looks to be an aggressive trial. And Clockwork might even be a safe lane. Now Luna could even be a safe lane as well. Nyx Assassin and Rubik there. We're gonna see what Zenith is gonna be having on their long lane. Could be that Lone Druid, Lone Druid or the Beastmaster. Both are possible to have on the off lane. Though I do believe Beastmaster here would be the more favorable one, because Lone Druid kind of wants that farm going. Beastmaster can of course get that farm with the Ancients still stacking, and later on clearing them out with his axes.
Reserved.
Wow, that is an unusual pick, but hey, it's Zenith, so what were we expecting, right? It's a Pugna, and I have to say, it's been a long time since I've casted a Pugna. Now, that could be a Pugna mid, Beastmaster offlane, Lone Druid or Lifestealer in the jungle, and the other one just farming. Oh wait, I didn't even count the entangle of the bear. Now I can't, like, that is something that Lina can follow her stun upon, but that's more luck. So I can't really say that, can I? Depending on how lucky Madness will be. So let's just go over who is who and who is playing what. And I say who is who because it's actually Zenith that is playing with a lot of different names here. rather than having their
10
their
seconds
conventional
remaining.
names up. But I should be able to tell you who is which,
5 seconds remaining.
at least if I still remember, because everybody has a different name here. But we will see. Let's just go over Zenith first. I'll actually have this up because that's easier to see. We'll have Derp. Derp is Freedom. So Freedom is going to be playing the
Prepare for
Pugna.
battle.
We have Awesome. Awesome is Chibi. No, that's not true. Awesome is Yamate. Wow! Am I really having that bad of a memory? We have Chibi and WP then. No, Yamate is NWP and Awesome is Chibi. Wow, those two were a bit messed up, but that's the deal. The last one I said, with Madness being Ice Ice Ice, and Hello being XY. So that is the full lineup from Zenith. You say full lineup, yeah. Chibi is actually not in the official lineup of Zenith, but they only have 4 people in their lineup. Oh, thank you, Lily. Yeah. Yeah, and Awesome is Chibi. And for me. So this is it. It's Madness, Ice Ice Ice, Derp is X Freedom, and NWP is Yamate, and Hello is XY, with Chibi playing on Awesome. Also, by the way, as you saw, there is other people streaming this as well, so you can check Lily out streaming together with Pink. Also on Twitch TV. There's a lot of different streams actually for Twitch TV for GosuCup, so you can check out all the streams. There's multiple games going on at the same time. I think there's about 5, 6 streams. Yeah, I think so. So let's see who's playing what on SM side or Genie, whichever one you prefer. We have Taejon playing the Rubik. It's STWY who's going to be playing the Nyx Assassin. On the top lane we'll be seeing the Clockwork, played by Yo-Ho-Ho. And he is then going to be going on the off lane, picked up his power cogs first, so having that escape mechanism to be... It's not really an escape mechanism, like it's not a blink or a skewer, you know what, that kind of stuff, but it does give him a safe exit. So that's going to be Clockwork's first skill, and him going to be going on the safe lane, on the long lane top, meaning that Yuna on the Luna, oh my god, it rhymes, is going to be going on the bottom lane. He'll probably be supported by these two. But they could actually be roaming around trying to get ganks and kills also. But for now, I think they're going to be sticking on the bottom lane first, just to make sure that whoever is there is aware that there could be people coming out of the jungle and they won't harm their Luna. And they, of course, are going to be warding straight away. Already picked up some counter wards and a smoke, so going to be going aggressive. I like that. Like that a lot. We're going to be having Ewa playing the Templar Assassin. He's going to be going to the mid lane, of course, and that was everybody also on Genie's side. Looks like we're going to have the Lone Druid on the bottom lane. Is going to be mid lane going the way of Yamate on his Beastmaster, with XY on the lane at top together with Pugna. Freedom, of course. So this is going to be some odd lanes going on, but I have to say I kind of like him. We're missing someone, of course. Because we're still waiting for Chibi to pick up the lifestealer. There we go. Now he's ready. But yeah, this is pretty interesting lanes. Now, I mean, they have the safe lane. Yeah, that's all nice. And of course, the Decrepify. Really, that is gonna be Decrepify Laguna Blade. That's a lot of damage going through. And SM have to be really careful with that, because that's painful. We might actually see Lina trying to go for a fast level 6 to make sure that she can use that Laguna Blade very early on, to make sure she has maybe a slight advantage over her opponents in levels. Having fun there, yeah. Oh, now he left. It made that 8 not possible anymore. Looks like Taejeon has some fun there. They're of course waiting for the first rune to spawn. Let's see who's gonna get lucky. There's of course also people waiting on the bottom lane to see if they can get lucky with the rune. Luna there together with the Lone Druid, and it is gonna be top. and it's an illusion rune. That's a very nice rune to have. And it looks like Elite Lina is going to be picking it up. Going to be harassing or scouting a bit. Depending on who's going to be taking those last. It looks like Lifestealer is going to be going on the top lane. So it is going to be a tri lane top, which is quite interesting to see. Because that means that Pugna is going to be a support. And that's not something that you see every day. And that's meaning that Pugna is basically the slave of Lina, because he is just there for the Crepify, and here comes already the Power Cogs, giving him a safe exit, but little does he know that there's people coming in from the side. Is there just gonna be harassment? The stun actually still hits. This might be turning into Focus First Blood. Open wounds. Gonna go there, gonna be taking a bit of damage from the tower, but that doesn't matter. The first blood goes to Chibi. The Crepify will make sure that Freedom gets himself away there. But that is a fast first blood here on this top lane. And he, yeah, Clockwork just a little bit overextending. Thought he was safe with the power cogs, but yeah, people coming in from the side, that doesn't really help then. With the power cogs already on cooldown, couldn't do much more. In the meantime, on the top lane, we see Luna having to take up the lone druid by herself right now, because her supports are just roaming around. With Nyx Assassin being already level 2, he's going to be landing some harassment probably on the lone druid, just to get him away from there. Just to make sure that he knows that, you know, don't come close, my carry. Otherwise Luna is going to have a very tough time. She can't really stand alone on the lane versus the lone druid, because that bear will harass her too much, and Luna is too much of a glass cannon to be dealing with that. In the meantime, Templar Assassin is going to be relying on Taejon to pull the lane here. Pull the mid lane, deny some creeps towards Yamate on his Beastmaster. And Yamate so far 6 for 2. With the TA being on 11 for 5 on last hit, so slightly getting ahead already. Even though, of course, there's still a bit more creeps for him to take care of here. Haste Rune picked up by the Lone Druid will make him able to get a bit closer to the lane to make sure that he gets a bit closer to the farm, as we have in the meantime Spirit Bear just making sure there's not going to be a pool, and this is actually going to be pushing the lane out slightly. So this is a nice play by Ice, making sure that he's going to be getting some farm guaranteed. Still 2 creeps being left behind there. Bear actually in some trouble, but he should be able to get away regardless. In the meantime, Clockwork is not going to dare coming closer again. He managed to get level 2, which is quite nice for him regardless, but it's tough to be here. It's tough to be showing himself on the lane, because, I mean, he can escape, but then there will be, you know, situation. Sees that he's in trouble, tries to run away, pops his power cogs. That actually will give Lina the time to land the Light Strike Array, meaning that he won't be able to get away, and he might be getting slowed as well, and you know, there's just no real escape for him, so he has to be really careful. But he just continuously is harassing everywhere with those flares, as we already saw them landing on the mid lane as well. Beastmaster is going to land some harassment here on the TA, mainly trying to force out the refraction, but so far no refraction yet from Iwa.
Denied.
And Iwa's just happily right-clicking here, 17 for 8, so he's doing just fine with 10 for 4 on the Beastmaster. In the meantime, it's Taejon who's gonna be creeping a bit in the jungle here as well, getting some X farm up. Of course, it's the same thing as what Zenith is doing on the top lane, just making sure that their supports are not totally deprived of golden experience. As more flares are flying, where is it gonna fly? Boom! Harassment for the Beastmaster. Now, Beastmaster doesn't really care about that much. I mean, he's got his bottle, he's still got 2 tangos, but it will push the lane out slightly, or at least try to. Meaning that the TA can get himself a rune, and of course, I was gonna say scouts out the room, but they both have words there. I like that they have the same idea. Just having those 2 words next to each other. But that's an invisibility rune picked up by the Templar Assassin, who is, like I already said, doing nicely on the farm. And in the meantime, on the bottom lane, it is Ice that actually goes down. Rubik getting the last hit. Tower taking still a lot of damage, or doing a lot of damage rather to the Luna, but she is actually pushing. She has got her aura up, Lunar Blasting, and she's got Tranquil Boots, so she will be able to survive a bit more by herself. And that is the start of the harassment going through. We have actually Invisibility Rune activated. It is Beastmaster that is in a lot of trouble right now. Templar Assassin not very high on HP himself. But let's see if he's gonna be able to catch Yamate. Yamate has an empty bottle. I'm not quite sure what he's expecting to do here. One melt strike could be the end, but he is staying close near his tower. And if TA shows herself, I mean, she has got refraction. Fatal coming in from the side because here comes St. John. Rocket flies as well, and that's the last hit. Templar Assassin getting the kill, but yeah, that's also not very good. That's gonna be the Beastmaster still getting some credit for killing off the Rubik. And that actually could have been prevented by the refraction from the Templar Assassin. If she just took one of the tower hits rather than the Rubik, that would have been able to prevent the death there of the support Rubik. In the meantime, it is Ice that's back on this bottom lane, but look at the harassment already going through. Flare still flying. There's no more mana left for anything up on the Luna. She is level 6 though. She has got her Eclipse should she have the mana, which she doesn't just yet. So we'll see if she's going to be able to use that. Of course, there shouldn't be that many creeps around just to make sure that that damage is going to be going through on Ice instead. But hey, Templar Assassin and Tangle though. Oh, under the tower. This could be turning around very quickly. No refraction because it's on cooldown, but he will be fine anyway. And that's going to be Nyx Assassin doing what Ewa didn't do in the previous tower fight. It is him tanking up some of the tower hits, and in the meantime here comes the gangs. Here comes a smoked up Lina as well as Pugna, and they are looking for a target. They exclamation marked on the Nyx Assassin. Impale still going through there. Go to the Crepify and a Blast and a Dragon Slave, and the last right click goes to Freedom. Nice rotation from the supports, and they weren't really needed on the top lane anyway. In the meantime, Roar going off on the Luna. Hello Yamante, welcome to level 6, and that's gonna be him picking up that kill, and this might be turning into a tower push. In the meantime, on the top lane, it is Lifestealer left alone. He is doing actually just fine against this Clockwork. It's both melee heroes. The harassment might be there, but it is Lifestealer who is ahead on levels already, so he is slightly ahead on the lane regardless. It will make sure that Clockwork is finally getting some more experience on farm though, but it will cost him a bottom tower. It will cost the Radiant side a bottom tower. They will back off now, giving some extra, well, extra space for Yuna to farm here on her Lina, because the lane will be pushed out. Now, having said that, she can't really feel safe on her bottom lane either, because there's not really any wards for the Radiant side on that bottom lane. Now, of course, it's 7 minutes into the game, so the wards would have just disappeared, and they kind of need new ones. If they want to make sure that this Luna can freely farm, they need to make sure that they can see everything. And this Hawk knows exactly what's going on. This is of course from the Dire side though, so this is this could be trouble for the Luna when she is pushing out a bit more, which she could be doing if she really wanted to. In the meantime, it is the Templar Assassin back in the mid lane. Together with the support Rubik, they might be trying to go on something. Rubik's still level 5 though, not just able to get some spells from other people, because he is still at that level 5. Nice. Is he gonna be going for a kill, or is he gonna be just scouting? He finds the Rubik there actually with his bear, and the Hawk from the Beastmaster also. They can't really go on anything. The wards from both these teams are placing wards at exactly the same places. I like it. But yeah, that is some aggression coming from both teams, but both teams noticing that they are being scouted out, so they can't really go and do anything there. Even though Lone Druid, I mean, he will be able to free farm a bit here, or at least, I say free farm, but he's farming in the Radiant jungle, of course, being Dire. That is not something that is normally safe, but he has got that vision. He's got a ward, and he's got a Hawk. He knows exactly when he's gonna be ganked. Unless there's gonna be a smoke up for him, which for now is not gonna be happening, because he has just taps on everything in the game. Knows exactly where everybody is, and doesn't really have to worry about ganks just yet. For now, he can just farm. He's actually gonna go on the lane or bottom lane and be a menace to the Luna, who actually doesn't have that coverage, so is gonna be very careful and is gonna be backing off now that she knows that there's someone there. Doesn't want to be running the risk of being ganked, so she's just gonna farm in the jungle. But Dire ward, Dire ward and a Hawk. So she one entangle could be the death of her. In the meantime, there's actually 3 people in the mid lane. It's XY together with Freedom and Yamate, and they smoke up, and they're gonna go top. Roar at the ready. The Crepify. Luna still level 5 though, Lina rather, but they want to go for this Clockwork. There's a lot of people missing from the map now though, and Clockwork should know that something is up, and he is actually gonna be backing off towards his tier 2 tower, so he's making sure that he is safe, unless he is not safe, unless he's gonna get roared, decrepified, blast, Bam! You're dead. Combination of the Crepify and burst magical damage is all that it took, and it is open wounds on the Rubik actually. And Rubik, there's no escape. I like that Rubik still stole the roar, but doesn't really do that much. Not when there's 4 people against him.
Radiant's top tower
And this
is
time
under
it's actually Lina double kill. Nice one. We're gonna be XY getting a lot of gold there, and more importantly, getting level 6. So has got that Laguna Blade right now, and they might be trying to take this tier 1 tower as well. The Blast, of course, I mean, Pugna, you don't really see him that much, but when you do see him, he is a hero that is super annoying to deal with, because his Nether Blast is actually one of the most spammable spells out there. And on top of that, oh, hello gang. Well, I cannot really call it a gank if everybody just runs forward and announces their arrival. But yeah, he is one of the heroes with that blast. Shortest blast that there is. Oh,
Radiant's middle tower.
Lina, open wounds, and that's gonna be a flare finishing off XY Steel, and now look, Lucent Beam up on Awesome Chibi, trying to get himself away, 1 melt damage away from dying. Is he gonna be able to do that? The hook helps out. There could be another flare still in 2 seconds. Is there gonna be a rage though? There is, if he wants to. And he's of course gonna try to dodge the flare, and he's actually gonna turn around. He doesn't have an infest to heal himself up, but he feels like he could maybe eat himself up. They want to defend that tower. Can they do it though? 3 versus 4. They have the roar again. They have got the Pugna full on HP, but he is still level 5. And I don't think they can be defending this unless there's gonna be more help incoming. Fortification actually goes off, and are they actually backing off? They are. They are not sure they can take this tower. And it's 2 heroes basically here to defend it, but they back off, being very careful, and maybe a bit too careful if you ask me. Let's take a look at the net worth. Yeah, this lifestealer Chibi has been, of course, I mean, 1, he got the first blood money. That's something that's pretty important to note. That's a lot of gold going his way. And 2, he's been basically free farming, and he lands an open wounds up on the Luna. Blast will all hit on the creeps, just forcing Luna away. She can't really be here. It's too risky. She is too squishy of a target.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Last tier 1 tower standing for the Radiant side is taking some harassment from some creeps. Might be getting some more harassment soon as Lina and Beastmaster are hanging around. You see the kind of game that they want to play. Like, you have got a Beastmaster and a Lina on their side, and of course the combination of the Lina and Pugna, which is also looking for blood. They're just sticking together like glue here. But it's for them, it is ganking time. They need to use all their roars on cooldown, and they're gonna continue trying to do so. There is a roar again, but there is actually the Spike Carapace. There's a roar up on the next assassin. Follow up like Striker Ray, Laguna Blade, everything. And there still goes Lina though, because here comes Yuna with their Eclipse. They wanna go for Derp. Can he get away? A lot of losing beam, and that is the battery assault picking him off. And Beastmaster staying alive there on the cost of a, well, it's a 2-for-1 trade. That's the cost. As in 2 heroes, 2 supports down for Zenith for 1 support of Genie. Not really ideal. And they lose the tower on top of that. Their rotation working against them this time. And Nyx, he's not too sad about that. I mean, if he's gonna be the bait and is gonna be giving 2 kills towards his team, that is basically worth it. That is basically worth it. That's just fine. In the meantime, Lina back on her feet, and of course, I mean, the thing that is there with Lina, I mean, you have Laguna Blade. That is such a short cooldown for such a burst damage, especially if you combine that with the Decrepify. Of course, it was Freedom that got the last hit in that kill, even though the Laguna Blade was used. But that's fine, he can have some too. It was actually his second one. He's been in 5 out of the 7 kills so far. They have a Gem of Truth that I was gonna say. Beastmaster picking that one up. No traps, no vision. Map control is the name of the game for Zenith. I mean, they need to have that. Like I said, they have got that roar, they want to use it, they have got the ganking potential, while they let their lone druid and their lifestealer farming. And this is something unusual. You can say like normally you have one hero farming and then 4 heroes trying to of course distract the opponent team. But the thing is, if you have 2 of those, it's basically for the opponent team. It says, well, you know what? You can try and gank us, but you can only shut down one of us. Not both. One. You have to choose between 2 evils. You want to get a fed lifesteal or you want to get a fed lone druid. To be fair, I don't know if there's a right choice here. And even so, for now, both of those heroes are doing pretty okay. I mean, Lone Druid, yes, he's on the offlane, and he's actually gonna get ganked. Flare coming in as well as a telekinesis on feet. Yeah, being the Rubik blinking, Bear's gonna try to block it. Let's see, roar coming off from the Rubik, still telekinesis, and that should be the end of Ice here. Gonna try to block with his Bear, not gonna be able to do so because face boots are there. Rubik's still dying, by the way, because of those Bear, and it's actually, he's gonna be able to get himself away. No, the Bear goes down, so that's also why the TA picks him off. If the TA gets the kill. If the Bear dies, Master takes damage, and in the meantime, on the top lane, action at the same time. It is the Lina that used her Light Striker Ray, gets 2 kills for herself, picked up the Luna, and picked up the Clockwork. And they pick up the tower as well. So this is exactly what I said. You can only shut down one. Okay, they chose to gank on the Lone Druid. Now Lone Druid still died. Yes, not even that bad because he took one with him. He took the Rubik with him. But at the same time, they leave a top lane open, as in there's all of a sudden less defense for that. Something that Zenith of course was aware of, so they make use of that gank on the bottom lane to push top, and they get the tower, get some gold, get 2 kills on top of that. And Lifestealer is going to be roaming around on the bottom lane now for now. She picked up his armlet. Quite a secure item choice, really nothing special. We picked up drums too though, which is something that you don't normally see, and Lifestealer also picking up face boots. And this is just saying, you know what, I want to be fast. And he is super fast right now. It would be quite funny to see him also pick up a Yasha of some sort. Just to, you know, give him that extra chasing potential. And I mean, you're up against the fastest hero in the game, Luna. You need to have some chasing potential. You need to have some form of speed there. So that is, I like this build, I do. Same time we see Pugna, he's got himself some mana boots, freedom, having an urn as well, and of course still getting those wards. While we see XY having a Ghost Scepter. I mean, if you look at the lineup from Genie, you see that there's of course a Templar Assassin, a lot of right click damage going through there. If there's a melt damage, 2 melt damage will probably kill off XY right now. So he just wants to make sure that that's no longer going to be an issue. So Ghost Scepter will help him with that. The thing he has to watch out for though is the Luna. If he is close, or the Rubik with the Fate Bolt, that's going to be doing a lot of damage to him. And it looks like we're going to have a gank on the bottom lane. Chibi and Freedom have to be careful. Smoking. Now they realize they're still there. Flare will scout out. And that's one going down. Looks like Chibi is going to just run away. He's being spotted though. Trap goes off. Teammate already down. Is he gonna be able to do this? He actually rages, opens up on Rubik. Rubik cannot be alive anymore. Goes down, roar goes off on the TA. Is there gonna be more flare and impale? And Awesome is gonna be taking a lot of damage, but is he actually gonna go down? Arblet toggling to stay alive. He might be taking someone with him, but doesn't do so. Goes down, and now it is Yamate. Trouble for him. He managed to pick off the TA still. And is gonna try to run away. He doesn't want to lose his gem, and he doesn't need to apparently. He's picking up the Nyx Assassin. He secured that escape in a way. In the meantime, Lone Druid is gonna be going towards the top lane. Looks like they want to try to get a gank or maybe a lucky entangle up on this Luna, but she's too fast. Bear won't be able to catch up, and they'll just be content with pushing this. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, push is gonna continue. We have, by the way, gold graphs. I haven't really done that yet, sorry. But it is going the way of Zenith, let that be clear. I mean, that was quite obvious with the farm just going the way of Zenith all around. With the experience also going their way. 4k, not as much as the gold, but, you know, they got more kills, they have more control. They have more stability in the lanes, so less rotation, meaning that they get more experience overall. So not really a surprise there. Well, I say less rotation on the lanes. Well, I did also say that, I mean, Beastmaster, Pugna, and Luna Lena are just roaming around for those kills. At the same time, they still have 2 safely farming heroes, while Genie only has kind of 1 that they want to be having on the lane. That's the main difference here. As said, you can only shut down 1 of Zenith and you have 2 farming, which they actually continue to have, regardless of how good or bad they farm. Good in this case. For SM, it is that 4+1 strat. It is gonna be the Luna that's just gonna be trying to get some farm up, as she is still trying to go for a BKB. I mean, a solid item to have on a Luna, but she needs to kind of have it already. I mean, the roar will still hit. Yeah, you have to still deal with that, but at least you won't be getting any damage from the light strike array, etc. over you if you do have that roar. Which is, like I said earlier, one of the most solid disables that Zenith actually has. In the meantime, the Templar Assassin picked herself up the Blink Dag on Facebook. We already saw that, but she's gonna go for a Desolator still as well. We have the Clockwork, who we haven't really seen much this game. I mean, he had a tough time top. He was in 6 kills out of the 8, which is very nice. Of course, also that's because of his flare. But we haven't really been seeing him having a big impact on the game. Like, he's not one of those heroes that has that major team fight ability from which we can say, like, okay, you know what? Yes, they're a bit behind, but if they get this combination off with the team fight combination, then they will still be ahead. Their main team fight is actually the eclipse from the Luna, and that's the thing that you kind of... I mean, you want to use that, of course you want to get kills with that, but the thing is with the Luna, you want her to farm more first. You want to get her BKB up first, so you want her not in those fights. And that's something that they can't really afford right now if they go on a 5-on-5. Which they probably won't, because Zenith is just still farming. As Luna is being forced away. We actually have the Radiance up on the bear already. Of course, Ice has been a bit shut down in his farm. He was, of course, on the hard lane. But if you look at his farm, it is definitely not bad. He is actually second for his team. 4th highest up on the total ranking, with the Templar Assassin and the Luna being just below, just above him. Only a bit though. Looks like the second tier 1 tower going down here on the side of Zenith, or at least that is if Templar Assassin isn't being abandoned here by her friends. And there she goes. Last one alive, with everybody TPing top, because that's where the Luna is in trouble, and she will be able to stay alive. Bear though, not as lucky, will be picked off. This was just the Radiance damage trying to get the kill, because of course the bear himself got resummoned here. And this will be a Roshan kill going the way of Zenith, and there's really nothing that Genie can do here. There's just, I mean, they just used all their teleports. We won't be able to get there fast enough. The flare will scout them out, but it's too late. And looking at the minimap, there's something else that we see. Control for Zenith. Wards on every part of the map. You can't really leave your own side of the map without being scouted out, unless you use smoke, which they do. But like I said, they can't get there in time anymore. Roshan is already going there, and they still want to take this fight. Let's see if they can. They find the Lena first, but she has a Ghost Scepter, Impale up on the Pugna, and Eclipse going through as well. But so far, nobody dropping just yet. But the bear might actually be the first one to die, and there's no resummon. In the meantime, Rubik tries to keep himself alive with the telekinesis there. It is the Luna that dies. Nyx Assassin already dying as well, as the Clockwork now gets cleaned up as well. It's 3 for 1 so far, as we have the TA having a lot of trouble because she got roared. Dragon Slave and Moore right clicks over the top, and it is XY that picks up the kill. Killing spree for XY, and the only one staying alive is that Rubik, is that Taejon, and he was able to stay alive only because Lifestealer decided to abandon him and has show mercy. But he is actually... I was gonna say, are you actually gonna chase to the base? I don't think that's smart. But that's the only one that got left alive there. And with the rage helping out, the flare, oh, it's on his side, so he's fine. He's just fine. But yeah, they gave Roshan away. I can't really say gave Roshan away. So they didn't have Roshan. Then they went in for a fight and gave their opponent team a trade for 4-on-1. The only one that really died was Freedom on his Pugna, and that is pretty painful. That was pretty painful indeed. A lot of gold going the way of Zenith. It is 14k gold in favor of Zenith. We have got the experience graph showing 10k. It's looking bad for for Genie. Now normally I would say something like, you know, it's fine, but they have this carry that can carry them late game. But if you look at the carries, there's a lone druid and a lifestealer up on Zenith, and there's only one Luna up on Genie. Now they have a Templar Assassin of course as well, should not be neglected because she is doing a pretty nice job with getting some farm. No entangle there. Could have been a kill, otherwise roar going off and Laguna Blade. Wow, that's a lot of hatred for that one. Support Rubik 2 ult is being used there. They don't want to give up their the ancient stack. Well, they don't want to give up their ancient stack, I should say. They want to have the ancient stack of the Luna, because that was Yuna's ancient stack, I would imagine. And they take it down. Looks like they want to go for more towers. They have only 2 left standing before they have to go to the tier 3s. And Aegis of course up on Ice, and they are just gonna go for the towers. And there's really nothing that that Genie can do here. I mean, it just reminds you that this is all best out of 1. This is of course GosuCup number 4. And every match is best out of 1 apart from the semi-finals and the finals and the 3rd place decider. So if you lose, you're out, because we're not at the semi-finals just yet. BKB now ready on the Luna. Is it too late though? That's the question. I mean, you have to keep in mind that she was on a safe lane. She had potentially 2 heroes supporting her. So basically you do that because you want to give your Luna a lot of farm, right? But she is actually being outfarmed by the one that she was solo laning against, and now that is a lone druid, so he is able to get that farm up fairly fast. It is still not something that you want to be seeing. They smoke up, gonna try to cut in from behind on this bottom lane. Tier 2 tower still drops. Let's see if they can do something here. If they lose this fight, they might have lost the game as well. Here they know that they come in, and it is a Beastmaster. They want to go up first. You see who has a roar though, has to turn around, gets it crepified, roars up on a Templar Assassin. As the Eclipse Hill comes, it is a Rubik that dies first. Light Strike array hits on the Clockwork, cannot get away anymore as the TA drops as well. Open wounds up on the Nyx will be dropping as well, and the rest on the way out. Luna is going to be hiding in her fountain. Clockworks locks himself in and seals his death for him. Triple kill going the way of Ice, and that is 4 hero dead on the side of Genie, and this could be Rax. This will be Rax. There's only 1 hero left alive, and what can a solo Luna do without her BKB? Her Lucent Beam lost its value kinda up against these farmed heroes. I mean, Beastmaster and Pugna might have died. Well, did Luna actually die too? Yeah, Luna died too. She just bought back. Rubik now gonna rage, but still gonna go down. Healing spree going the way of Chibi. Impale hits as well. 4-star forward. Puts him a bit more safer towards his teammates. Barrack still drops though. And that is gonna be the first set of racks. While Zenith backs off. As we have drums being built up by the Nyx Assassin. It is Yo-Ho-Ho that has a Ghost Scepter now as well. I mean, if you look at the lineup from Zenith, yeah, you know, it can be debated if this is the right choice or not. Like, it's great against those 2 carries, like Lifestealer as well as Lone Druid. That's, you know, great. You're gonna be able to stay alive against those. But if you have a lineup that actually, if you're up against a lineup that actually has got Pugna,
boom, there it goes.
Can you TP out? Yeah, you can. If you're up against a lineup with Pugna and Alina, do you really want to give them a Decrepify? Like, in a way, it's a sort of Decrepify. Do you really want to give your opponents that opportunity? Now, in the previous situation it was okay because, of course, those supports were picked off and he could just use his Ghost Scepter freely. But it's still something that he has to be careful with. As it looks like Zenith. I mean, they're done playing nice. They are just wanting to put the pressure on, wanting to make sure that they force this out. And they know now that the BKB of Luna is on cooldown as well, so they have got that advantage. With the Hardener also up on the Lifestealer. Where is the bear? Is there no bear? Where's your bear, Ice? Rubik, trouble. Power Cogs helping out. Gonna go on the tower instead, and the tower will drop. There's the bear. I don't know why I didn't see that one. With the Assault Cuirass. Barrack's gonna be dropping here as well. And you just see it. I mean, Genie, they know that if they go in now, they probably would die. Oh, careful. Clockwork, trouble. Light Striker Ray here actually goes in assassin first and tangle up on Clockwork, and here comes the Eclipse. But is it gonna be enough life drain there? And it's actually Luna that drops. And the barracks go down there as well. Buyback from Luna. But there's 2 sets of wrecks down, and we still have someone chasing in the fountain. It is Chibi that just wants to go for these buildings. Now changes his mind and backs off. Or will he? Oh, might just gave the death warrant to Freedom as GB turns around, picks up the Rubik. Light Striker Ray up on the TA, no refraction will save him. Now still picks up Freedom as he goes though, and it is Luna that just bought back, but is in a lot of trouble again. Gets open wounds on top of her, BKB activated, Impale up on 2, but it will it actually save anything? I doubt it, I doubt it. I think we're gonna see a GG being called anytime now because these heroes from Zenith are just ripping through the base of Genie right now. Buyback from the Clockwork.
Radiant's
They
middle
don't want to
tower is
let
under
go.
attack.
And it's the tier 4s that is gonna be the target for Zenith. They're not even gonna try to go for the top lane, not even needed actually. Impale still hitting on the bear and awesome, but the Light Striker Ray, Laguna Blade, careful, dead. XY picking up the kill, upon wounds being returned on the lifestealer by the Rubik, but in the meantime tier 4's drop and it's the base time. No GG being called, but I think we can safely say that Zenith will be making it on to the next round
Under attack.
in this GosuCup number 4. What are you doing there? And we will be seeing hopefully next round. I just have to hope that I can get a password again for the next game. That will be up for GosuCup number 4. Please check out also a lot of other casters that are casting this match as well as other matches for the GosuCup number 4. They're all on Twitch. If you want to check out, see all the streams, you can go to the front page of gosugamers.net/Dota2, and you will be able to just see a list of streams. So go check those out and give them some love, and let's find out which game we're gonna have up next, if it's gonna be another Zenith game or if we can jump ourselves into a different one. Stick around, don't go anywhere. My name is Sheever. If you want to support me, subscribe to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/SheeverGaming. Anyways, be right back, don't go anywhere.